Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Kamila Medita. I'm from class D English Education Study Programs. Today I learned about everyday life in the Soviet Union, the shopping runaround. The elder Heinrich Schmidt was head of the New York Times office in Moscow from 1971 to 1974. The following passage is adapted from Mr. Smith's book, The Russian, which was published in 1976 by Quadrilateral or the New York Times Book Company. 1. I had heard about consumer shortages before going to Moscow, but only when we began to shop there did the Russian consumers' problem really have meaning for me. Customers the work overweight in lines, but Soviet lines have a special quality all their own. Typically, the Soviet woman spends 2 hours a day in line, 7 days a week. Personally, I have known of people who stood in line 19 minutes to buy 4 pineapple and 3.5 hours to buy 3 large heads of cabbage, only to find the cabbage were gone as they approached the front of the line. Lines can run from a few yards to nearly a mile. Some friends of ours watched a line of people in Moscow signing up to buy rugs. The line lasts 2 days and nights and run for across Outlook, an apartment development. 2. In spite of all of this, the natural reaction of a Russian woman when she sees a line forming is to get in it immediately, even before she knows what is being sold. However, Soviet lines are more flat than they appear. In most stores, for example, shopper must stand in not 1 but 3 lines for any purchase, and the first to select a purchase and find out its price, the second to pay a cashier somewhere else in the store and get a receipt, and the third go to pick up 2 purchase and turn in the receipt. 3. But in a dairy store on one morning, I found out that the game is both simpler and more complex than that. I went in to buy some cheese, butter, and bolognese sauce, which were in their separate departments, each with its 1 line, 9 lines. 4. Rather quickly though, I noticed that experienced shoppers were skipping the first stage. They knew what most items cost, so they went directly to the cashier for their receipt. After studying price, I did that too. Then I went to the cheese line, the long, just probably 20 people to get the words over with. First, I was in line less than a minute when the woman in front of me asked me to hold her place. She darted off to the butter and milk line. The cheese line was moving so slowly that she got her butter and milk and returned before we have advised 3 feet. I decided to take the risk too, and I got back with my butter while the cheese line was still inching along. 5. Then it suddenly occurred to me that all over the store people were getting into line, holding place, leaving returning. Everyone was using the cheese line as home base. That was why it was barely moving. It kept expanding in the middle, so I got to the man behind me to hold my place, and I went off to buy my bologna. Once again, it worked. It took me 22 minutes to buy butter, sauce, and cheese, but instead of paying first, I feel as if I hadn't beaten the system. 6. This competitive shopping gives an atmosphere of tension all through Russian life. People burst into store and bumped into each other with face set in combative experience. You have to understand, said a kind, gray-haired person that for as long as we can remember, shopping has been a struggle. Life is a struggle. 7. There is hardly any active advertising to help shoppers. Americans complain about the constant commercial in the United States, but they might reconsider if they were exposed to the consumer blackout in Russia. A typical Soviet ad might be if you want to live to arrive, old age, and be beautiful, most struggle and truthful. Drink tea. Most new papers published without ads. The shoppers has no heady yellow pages of daily newspapers, supermarket, or department store ads to help her decide where to stop. 8. Burberry is widespread low paid. Sales clear take a portion of active items and sell them secretly to regular customers who have either left a bribe in advance or can be counted on to pay a high price on delivery, 10 to 15 rubles on a 16 ruble raincoats in standards. In 1976, the ruble was equivalent. 9. So common is this practice that the Soviet press is always complaining about it, but it doesn't not do any good. Crocodile, the Soviet Hummer magazine, once saw a department store employed promotion some newly arrived items. Their customers in the leather goods department, 500 imported women's purses have been received. 415 of them have been bought by store employees. 49 are under the counter and have been ordered in advance for friends. One purse is in the display window. We invite you to visit the leather department to buy this purse. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.